What's up, everybody? I'm Tahja Norman, and I am a poet and an author and an entrepreneur. So today I'm going to be performing my two poems, I Am Not My Hair, as well as limited edition. So I'm going to start off with limited edition. All right. Wild and crazy thoughts ran through her mind. A girl like her in these days is hard to find. She is very unique down to her looks, her ways, and her personality. Everything about her is so different. She loves numerology. She is 1, 2, 3, forbidden. Forbidden fruit. Pure, beautiful, and rare. Exclusive is a strong way to describe her. In a world where not being yourself is acceptable amongst her age group, she is a survivor. The thoughts of others aren't significant. If it has anything to do with following the crowd, she isn't a participant. Her beauty is inside, outside, and infinite. Her exotic mind takes her places that no one wouldn't have ever thought of. Places not even nomads ever thought of. She can catch people off guard with her words, for she is quiet and unpredictable. Her silence can easily fool others, but don't sleep. Even when they don't think she's watching, she doesn't miss a beat. Her guard stays up like she does at night, so don't try her. She fights not with her hands, but with her words. She is very wise and educated. For whatever reason, she's often underestimated. As mentioned above, a fool could try her and explore the unknown. They may get emotionally hurt for messing with a queen like her on her throne. She only participates in an intelligent conversation. Any gossip or foolish talk is left alone. Her vocabulary is of a scholar. Her words will drift someone away and have them deep in thought. The things that she desires in life simply can't be brought. Money can't buy true friendship, love, and living in Zoe, eternal life. We live in a world where many glorify regular stuff, but she doesn't believe the hype. She knows her worth, so she is not many guys' type. Whatever, that's all right. She's one in a million, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of woman. Exclusivity, individuality, and uniqueness is her forbidden meaning. You must come correct before trying to be in her circle. If not, keep on dreaming. All right, so my next poem is called I Am Not My Hair, so here we go. Her hair is beautiful, but before she didn't realize this. She'd look in the mirror, an expression of disappointment would cover her face and she would hiss. Disappointed, wishing that she was mixed, was on top of her wish list. Previously not proud of her African American hair. This part of her life was a total nightmare. Social media's beauty standards made her unaware of her beautiful hair. She thought that the way her hair looked devalued her as a person. She thought that her hair was too short and nappy, and this didn't make her happy. When she get extensions, her self-esteem would skyrocket to another dimension. She came to the realization that she has to love her own hair and have more self-admiration. Head wraps, scarves, and wearing hoodies constantly were getting old. How could she help it, though, when comments like, you don't have good hair, or your hair is so short is something that she was told? Temporarily, it planted a seed of self-hate. Wishing that she wasn't only black. When she crossed the bridge of self-love, she realized that self-hate is the only thing that she should let. Going natural was one of her best decisions. She wore her crown proudly. Finally, she has risen. Her former mentality ruined her individuality, making her compare her hair to others. Her hair, she no longer wanted to cover. Going natural made her feel so free and never wanting to go back. Moving forward, she'll never return to that self-hate trap. Her black girl magic won't allow it. That's forbidden. For a while, her true desires concerning her hair were hidden. She wanted to lock her hair. Many people tried to change her mind. However, her mind was made up, and that was the bottom line. She'd appreciate it if others stated their opinion about her decision while still being kind. There are sometimes negative comments about her hair, but when she's fresh out the salon, whoo, that can't help but stare. Bantu knots, pinups, her crown styles are so interesting and creative. It reminds her of the fact that from the motherland, she and her ancestors are natives. Being a natural beauty in an artificial world sets her apart. Her wonderful locks are a work of art. Every single one evolving and growing over time, it just keeps on going. Wash days feel like a magical waterfall over her crown. In the background, salon conversation is the only sound. Temple massages and therapeutic washes feel so good. That's her favorite part. She won't allow negative comments about her hair to cause her self-love to fall apart. Changing her hair taught her one of her greatest life lessons. You can't please everyone. All she knew was that she conquered that eternal battle and won. My name is Tahja Norman. What you just heard was my 2 poems called Limited Edition, as well as I'm Not My Hair. Thank you. All right, so I'm Tahja Norman, and I'm back again with my poem called Hood Foreign. And I previously just recited Limited Edition and I'm Not My Hair, so here's Hood Foreign. Enjoy. Her uniqueness while living in a place where most follow the crowd set her apart. She thought about following the crowd, but she wondered where would she even start. She wasn't interested in most things others were. However, she didn't think she was better than anyone else. She was interested in different stuff like numerology and health. When it came to who was in her circle, she was choosy. This gave others the false impression that she was bougie. The crazy part was that she isn't. When she sees negativity and drama, she makes herself distant. She was a suburban girl in the hood. She felt like she didn't belong. She wasn't just going to lose her identity and just follow along. She was strong because others made it seem like that was wrong. She just wasn't the type of girl that they were used to, but she didn't care. The result of her being misunderstood causes her to get a lot of stares. She didn't let the pressure of not fitting in her surroundings get the best of her. That would have just been unnecessary stress. She stayed true to herself, and for her, that was the best. She knew that her uniqueness equaled beauty and didn't care if they thought that she was bougie. Regardless, she knows herself best. She loves her uniqueness so much that she didn't want to be like the rest. Glimpse of her world.
Hey, what's going on, party people? Robert Jenkins here. I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the North Star Podcast. My guest today in studio, live and in person, is Tahja Norman. Tahja is a student at Bowie State University, and although I'm just meeting her in person today, I actually saw her perform, what was it, about a month ago? Something like that? A few weeks ago? Yeah, so we had my church, New Life Fellowship International Ministries, had a spoken word performance type of thing at the Laurel campus. That's in Laurel, Maryland on 12th Street if anybody want to peep that out. And she went up there and tore the mic up. They let my old butt get up there and say a few words too, so I appreciate that. And I kind of opened up the mic after that and said, sent out an invitation and said, hey guys, if you would like to come on the podcast, let me know, work through, appropriate channels or whatever, and let me know and come on, because this whole podcast is about liberty. It's about poetry. Why? Because I'm a poet, and although I'm an old rusty poet by now, but you know what I'm saying? Trying to get back into it. And so without further ado, I'm going to turn the mic over to Tahja Norman. I was immensely impressed with this young lady because, as you can see here, she got books published. She's an entrepreneur, one of these digital nomad entrepreneur types, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in the digital generation. I thought that was amazing. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions about how to publish books so I can get me something out, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, how you grew up, give us, who is Tahja Norman? What?
Okay, good question. So Tahja Norman is an author, poet, scholar, just to name a few, but I come from Sicklerville, New Jersey. I was born in Woodbury, New Jersey, and my family, we moved around kind of a lot, so we eventually ended up settling in Sicklerville. And I come from a really loving and supporting home, and you know, my parents, they just always instilled good values and to never settle for less in life, and you know, just to be the best that I can be, never be average, never settle for less, and just, you know, just make your presence known when you walk in a room.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So you hit well, first of all, because I'm a Texan, we kind of talked a little bit beforehand, and I ain't never been to New Jersey yet. Why did you move around? Were you in the military, or you just moved around trying to look, moving in search of economic opportunity? Well, how'd that happen?
It was really just my parents just moving.
Yeah.
It wasn't really my choice. I was a kid. So,
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, what is New Jersey like? As a Texan, we hear, I don't know if you ever seen that Pace Picante sauce commercial. It's like, he's from, what does it say? New York City. You're like, this is picante. Where's it from? New York City. New York City. That's how we look at it, like. But I'm pretty sure it's got to be some good stuff up there. You know what I'm saying? I know Redman from New Jersey, right?
Redman.
Brick City.
I think so. I'm not too sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's some old school stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey's not bad. It's just a real chill city.
Yeah.
Or state, I should say. It's just regular.
So it's Sicklerville?
Yes.
Is that rural, or is that urban, or is that like in the city? Where's that at?
It's kind of a mix of both, if that makes sense.
Kind of like suburbs?
It's the suburbs, and it has the hood side.
Yeah. I got you. So you was talking about it's got a hood side up there in Sicklerville.
Yes.
And I know we're gonna kick it back to one of your poems that you just performed for us, and I want to start off with this one because I was feeling it when I read. I got your book, this one right here. This book right here. It's called A Glimpse of a World.
Yes.
That in that book right there, you got a poem called what is it called? I'm looking at my notes right here. It's called. You know what I'm talking about? The one the Hood Foreign. Mm-hmm. Well, first of all, why do you call it Hood Foreign? Where'd that title come from?
Well, this comes from an interesting story. So we lived in a better neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice, beautiful houses.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to an area where it wasn't really so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Townhouse, kind of run down.
Yeah.
So I was about 16 when we moved there, and it was just like, like when a new person moves into a new neighborhood that's kind of ghetto,
yeah.
Like you expect them to be ratchet too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So they was expecting you to be ratchet.
It seemed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was just real quiet. I didn't really associate with anybody in the neighborhood. I stayed to myself. Like, I would have tunnel vision walking past people. And, I just felt like I didn't really fit in there, and I didn't mind it because I'm just like, they didn't really seem like they were heading anywhere in life. Mm-hmm. And we all went to school together. Like, I knew them and everything. So, I mean, I didn't care. I was just like, I'm different. You guys aren't really positive people, it seems to be. So I'm just like, I stay to myself.
Right. The reason I like that poem so much is because it speaks to kind of a mind state that we have in the Black community.
Right.
And in there, I took like some notes on it, and there was you said that you didn't share. You didn't have any shared interests with those cats. So when you moved there, you was on a whole different level.
Yes.
But you make a point to say that it's not that you thought you was better. Mm-hmm. You wasn't trying to be bougie.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But you just wasn't into losing your identity as an individual. You know what I'm saying?
No.
How big a problem do you think that is? Have you encountered that a lot?
Yes. I actually felt like I went through that my whole life. I've always been real unique, real different, and I never did fit in school, in high school, sometimes even college, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But it's gotten better now, but I was just always different. I was always on like just a different wave in life compared to most people my age. Like always like old school music. Yeah. I like to do things that's kind of like, I hate to admit this, it's kind of like momish to some people.
Like what? Like what?
Like I like to clean and read books. Like it sounds boring to most people my age, but I like to turn up too, definitely. I mean, I enjoy stuff like that, like Saturday cleaning, you blasting music. Yeah. Like that sounds fun to me.
Yeah. I don't know, like when you came over, I think I was playing music myself. Yeah. It's Saturday, we moving. We got boxes everywhere, but I mean that's kind of old school, man. Your parents always used to play stuff on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mine did too. That to me, like I said though, that whole hood foreign, I love that title because it's like you're foreign to the hood, but the hood is foreign to you.
Right.
When my daughter went to, she went up to Morgan State University, and she was there, a few years ago, and she moved out. She went to try the whole Black college experience. You know what I'm saying? I went to a Black HBCU too, down in Texas, but she was like, "Man, I can't even understand what they're saying."
Right. It's totally different.
It's like, what? What are you saying?
Right.
And I thought that was like, really? It was that much of a difference? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was just it was illuminating. When I was growing up, I was always a kind of a bookish dude, as you can kind of see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, it ain't. Matter of fact, it's something right with it.
Yeah.
And I wish more people would be that way. There ain't nothing wrong with being well read and well informed.
No, never.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed about your poetry is I thought was intriguing. You mostly refer to yourself in the third person.
Yes.
What's up with that? Tell us about that.
There's not really an explanation that I could put into words behind it. It was just as I was writing, that's just what flowed. So, and plus I figured that would be more interesting to write about myself in third person, because it's kind of like I'm seeing different versions of myself. So the version, I wrote this when I was 20. So the version of myself when I was 20, this is versions of me when I was 16 and under. So it's kind of like older Tahja seeing younger Tahja and writing about her, and then how I worked my way up to be who I am today.
So it's almost like different iterations of yourself.
Yes.
That's cool. That's real deep. You said you were into numerology.
Yes.
What do you mean by that? Because numerology means different things to different people. Some people, that's witchcraft. You did all that, and that's why I was like, I don't think she probably mean it like that. But what do you mean numerology?
I just think it's interesting to get to know the different meanings of different numbers, because the funny thing about that is I was born on January 1st. So I always look at it like, I'm number one. My birthday gives me a lot of confidence.
Is that why you say one?
Yeah.
See one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because my grandma, Elaine, she always says, you're my number one, you're number one. So I feel like that instilled a lot of confidence in my journey and everything. So whenever I feel down, I think about all my accomplishments. And I'm like, wait, why am I tripping? I'm number one. Like, I better start acting like it.
Right.
So,
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
That's funny that you have that whole number one thing. My stage name is Rob One.
Rob One, okay.
Yeah, and of course Rob is Robert, and it means bright or famous. So I'm the bright one, famous one. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Bright, as far as illumination or light, but also as far as fame and all that kind of stuff. Although honestly, who cares about the fame? I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that one.
Yeah, gotta make that known, number one.
Mm-hmm. So, the poem that you recited about your hair, what's the name of that one again?
I Am Not My Hair.
I Am Not My Hair. Why that? Well, I noticed with young black women, really, maybe with young and old black women, hair seems to be a huge
insecurity.
Why is that? Why is hair a huge insecurity?
I think it's really the media. They portray this conventional beauty with long silky hair, light skin, and just long lashes. And if a young black girl, or even like you said, older black woman, they say, that's not me. That doesn't fit my description. It's kind of like now I feel like I have to have low self-esteem, or I have to measure up to a beauty that I don't fit the description. So I feel like that makes a lot of black women feel like, I'm less, or, I need to look like the women in magazines or on TV. And if that doesn't fit their description, I just want them to know that's okay, because we're all beautiful. So we just need to appreciate that.
Yeah. What does hair symbolize to you?
Hair symbolize, I would say, expression and fashion. Because I feel like especially black women with our texture hair, we can do so many different things with it, and cool things too. You got the barrettes for little girls. You got what are they called? Cowrie shells for locks. So it's a lot of different trinkets that you can put in there. And I just feel like that's interesting. It expresses who you are and what you stand for and your interests.
Have you ever heard of a thing called Love the Hair You Wear?
No.
So I got a homegirl. I won't say it was a homegirl. It's a person I know. I've done, because I'm a videographer by trade. That's what I do. And her name is Vakoya Banks. Used to be Vakoya Green. So this whole thing, Love the Hair You Wear. If you look it up, Love the Hair You Wear DC. .com, I think is the website. And so she does a whole hair show every year. Sells tickets too. As a matter of fact, I think the tickets are about to go on sale. I'd love to see you there. That'd be awesome if you want to check it out. I don't know if that's your type of thing. But all it is, man, is you go in there and she's got vendors like help me out, babe, curls, Eugen, all her sponsorships. So all the big name hair companies, like black hair products, sponsor that show. Cantu, curls, Eugen, Oi Dads, something like that. I be mainly filming, so I don't have time I don't be looking right at the products, you know what I'm saying? But all these natural hair care products. So it's more about, it's about any kind of way you want to do your hair. Love the hair you wear is the whole point of it. So attending that, they also have a kind of like a panel session on stage. Young women, women of all ages, really. They kind of probably 30s, I would say, and they get up there and talk about their hair journeys, and even she started incorporating men into it because men have hair journeys too.
Yeah.
But it's like it really illustrates the point that, man, hair, it must mean something. Because it really is a big concern. And you probably know, but like the first black female millionaire in this country, Madam C.J. Walker, made her fortune off hair, doing hair care products. So, I mean, like, dude, what does hair really mean?
Oh, that's a good question. What does hair mean?
Because it must mean something deep if we that concerned about it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it goes back to what I said before. It's expression. We could do so many different things. Like if I want to wear a weave, I could. Or if I want to wear my locks. Or if I want to wear my hair straight. Or braids. Or however, afro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just expression. It shows what you like. Like if I was to wear my hair in a big poofy afro, that shows that I probably like the 70s era.
Right,
so.
right.
Yeah, just reflects your interest.
Yeah. We're kind of moving through the whole process here. Tell me more about that hair poem.
The hair poem.
Yeah. Why did you write that? Did you feel that you were being? I mean, clearly from what you were saying, there was some internal struggle, right?
Yes, definitely. So that poem really hits me hard. That's actually one of my favorite poems, and well, for better words, my favorite poem because that one touched me the most. That poem just goes from me just struggling as I was a teenager more so. I never did know how to do hair and I still don't. But before I left my hair, I went through so many struggles, and my mom, she didn't know what to do with my hair after a while, and it just started getting so expensive to get weaves, and even one time I spent the whole check on weave.
Oh wow.
So I'm just like, why do I have to go broke when I have my God-given hair that is beautiful instead of wearing somebody else's hair from overseas that's going to get taken out eventually.
Yeah.
Or you got to be self-conscious about it falling out in the middle of the street or something.
Right.
Yeah, but that poem, that goes back to my high school days. So I never forget when I was playing basketball. I think that was about 10th grade. And we were at an away game, and there was a white girl on my team. So I remember I had my hair, this was when it was still straight. I had it half up. It was half up, half down. And then that's when I said, does my hair look okay? We were about to go on the floor and go play and warm up. So that's when she said, to be honest, it looks kind of stupid. And I was just like, And she was saying, yeah, you don't really have that much hair to begin with. So, yeah, so it's like in that moment, I didn't think anything of it. But then when we got on the bus to go back to the high school, I just burst into tears because it's just like, I tend to do that. It's like something won't affect me in that moment, but then later on it'll come back to me and I'm like, wait, like she really just said that. So that's when I burst into tears, and luckily it was dark, so nobody saw me. And then that's when we got back, I had a tear-stained face, and that's when some boy said, you okay? What were you sleeping? I said, yeah, just to play it off.
Yeah.
So that's when my mom, she was outside waiting for me. She was picking me up, and then that's when I got in the car, and I just burst into tears all over again. And she said, why are you so upset? What's wrong? And I said, I don't know what to do with my hair. And these are my exact words. So she's just like, it's okay. You don't have to have low self-esteem, or you don't have to feel like that because of your hair. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with it. And my hair wasn't growing for a long time. I don't know if I just wasn't healthy or active enough, but it just would not grow, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was limited to different hairstyles. And weave is expensive, like I said. So, I didn't know what to do. And it started to affect my self-esteem and my appearance. So that's when, she would try to do different styles on me and everything. And, it made me feel a little better. But then it got to a point where I couldn't walk out the house without having weave in my hair and still feeling comfortable. So after a while, I was just like, this isn't right. Like, I shouldn't have to wear someone else's hair to feel wholesome within myself. And then that's when I went natural in 2016. And that was when I was 18. So I figured, I'm kind of grown enough to make my own decisions as far as like appearance wise. And, my dad, he didn't like it. My grandma didn't like it. And they're just like, no, don't get that. And I'm like, but I want it.
They didn't like the natural style.
They just didn't think locks was best for me.
Oh, yeah. So those are your natural locks right there? Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I always wanted to have some locks. I remember one time when I was in college, I was like, yo, I stayed up late one night and I was like, yo, I'm finna twist me up some locks, man. It's good now though? Okay. What was we just talking about? Y'all excuse that. That's called technical difficulties. That's called This is me and my wife doing this. And when I say Moon Mind Productions, which is our production company, yes, it is a production company, but it's also in my basement. So let's be real.
Gotcha.
What was we talking about?
You asked me about limited edition.
Yeah. So I noticed reading your poetry, everything in there talks about your uniqueness and your limited edition and forbidden fruit with that numerology with the FOUR. What? Tell me about this limited edition. Tell me what. I bet you it goes back to that one. But I could be wrong. Tell me about that, and also touch on what's forbidden fruit, because it looked like you got a storefront and like you doing some entrepreneurship. I'm telling you what. Tell us about that a little bit.
All right, so limited edition is, like you said, my uniqueness, and it basically it plays around the whole theme of just I'm unique and I'm limited edition compared to most girls my age in this world. So, you know, as I mentioned before, like I always like different things. I was always before my time, and I just feel like I'm limited edition. And a lot of people will always try to say like, "Oh, you're weird," or "You're this or that."
Right.
And I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm not weird. I'm limited edition." Like, yeah. So I feel as though that plays around that. And then you asked about numerology again.
Well, not necessarily getting into numerology per se, but the whole forbidden fruit, because that's FOUR.
Gotcha.
Bidden, forbidden. What does that mean? Why?
Alrighty. So forbidden fruit is my clothing line, and we represent royalty at its finest. So if you look on the cover of my newly released book, 2020 Visions.
Newly released, 2020 Visions. Is that on Amazon?
Yes.
Peep it out, son.
Yes, definitely. So you can see my main character right here, Messiah. He's wearing a forbidden fruit shirt, and my slogan is "Adjust your crown to wear well forever." So if you can see it from here, this is the crown, face of the pineapple, and infinity forever. So basically, forbidden fruit represents the 4 dots in between the spikes, and that represents the spelling. So it's like 4. A lot of people think it's a typo whenever I promote it.
No,
like, it's FOR. What do you mean? I'm like, no, I spelled it right. I know what I'm talking about.
Like, come on, son. Poet. Hello. Everything is on purpose.
Yeah, but a couple people, they would try to correct me on Facebook, like, what's 4? And I'm like, no, I got it right. But
So what is that? I mean, exactly, because it sounds like, bring that book around. Let me look at it real quick. So you got them 4 dots right there in between the crown. The leaves of the pineapple form a crown. What does that 4 actually symbolize, though?
The 4, it's really just symbolizing the name, because the name at first, when I first started it, I didn't really have a meaning for it at first. And then that's when I just liked the name Forbidden Fruit. I thought it was interesting. It stood out, and that ties back into what I was saying with me being unique. I thought that was a unique name for a clothing line, because it's like, who really goes around saying like, oh yeah, I'm wearing forbidden fruit? Like, yeah, you don't really hear too much about that. So
right.
I just thought that was really interesting, so I started it and it took off.
So you actually making sales and everything? You doing it up online?
Well, as of now, no. I actually have my clothing line on hold since I'm in school.
Oh yeah.
But I definitely plan to get it back out soon.
Word.
Yes.
So basically, tell them hold off on going to purchase anything right now, but you will let them know when it's ready for show. You know what I'm saying? And it occurs to me too, looking at the 4 dots and see if you can sit that back right there. I don't know if it'll stand up, but the number 4 symbolizes really material things and earth. So in some ways, because there's 4 cardinal directions: north, south, west, and east. So with those 4 directions, whenever you have the number 4, it symbolizes the earth. Another thing, you get the number 7, you know, that symbolizes God, because A, B, C, D, E, F, G is the 7th letter, is God.
I never knew that. Wow.
Yeah. So, and the reason 7 is God also is because you got 4, which symbolizes the earth or material things, the creation, the things that God made. And then 3 symbolizes the spirit or water or woman. When you combine 4 and 3, which is a masculine and feminine principle, you get 7, which is God. So it's all the way complete, all the way around. You know what I'm saying? So I was just curious. You got the forbidden fruit with the faux corners. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's move on down the line here. I'm assuming that you're a person of faith. So I saw you at a church-based event. You know what I'm saying? Tell us a little bit about that. Let me ask you this first. With being a person of faith, being a college student, young black female, do you get any pressure, any feedback, any negative, about your faith?
Honestly, no. I mean, my two friends over there, Sandra and Alana, shout out to them.
Where Sandra and Alana was?
Yes. So, I mean, we all go to Bible study together, and we also attend the BSU Disciples. We're actually about to go bowling tonight with the pastor, Pastor Kevin. Shout out to Pastor Kevin.
Word. What's up, Pastor Kevin? I don't know you, but hey, what's up?
Yes, but honestly, no, because I surround myself around people that are into the faith as well. So,
okay.
I mean, there would be none of them that really criticize.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's good. Tell me about an event in your life. Kind of supernatural type of thing. It may be or may not be. That convinced you that God exists.
That God exists. Let's see.
Then again, you may have never had a question that he doesn't exist. So, I don't know if that's whatever the case may be.
I would say just being in church, getting prayed over by, the mothers of the church and everything. And I would just say, like, just being blessed, like, even just being able to be here and have opportunities like this. And, I just feel like God is just always blessing me with different opportunities and being surrounded by like-minded people. And, just having just, like, really cool opportunities, like, just on a campus and outside of school and back at home. And just being able to have 2 books published by 22, I feel like that's a definite blessing. And my dad, he tells me all the time, like, yeah, when I was 22, I wasn't thinking like that. Like, that's good. I'm proud of you.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Word.
Yeah, I just like that's a blessing in itself. So that's proof that God is with me.
Let's talk about that self-publishing a little bit too. And like your dad was saying, I think I was thinking about publishing books at 22, but it was just no way to do it.
Oh, okay.
It was like, dude, how you publish a book? I mean, you have to pay, you have to know somebody, you have to send a manuscript off to a publishing company. Yeah. And I did that a few times actually. And I got published in some local stuff, but I sent off to like some New York City type places. And they was like, oh, well, we didn't really ask you for this. So I don't know why you're sending us this. Thank you. Goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, oh, well, thank you then too for nothing. But now, and this is kind of like in keeping with the way I feel, I'm an independent, free man. And I don't need nobody to give me permission to publish. That's why I got my own TV show. Why? Because I want to, and I'm doing it now. So what you going to do? You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Yeah. So I'm like, self-publishing, you can do anything you want nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Why did you self-publish? What gave you the idea? And I'm going to take some notes. Hold up.
Okay.
How did you do it? Like, what are the steps?
Okay, well, I got the idea from my mom. She actually told me about it because it's so funny with the story of how A Glimpse of Her World had happened. I had applied for a poetry contest that was fake, and I didn't know it until afterwards. So I had all these poems, and then my mom said, don't get rid of them, just keep them and put them in your first book and just publish one. And I said, well, how do I do that? And she said, well, you can go to Amazon and do self-publishing. Yeah. So I said, oh, great, okay. And I never really thought that my first book would ever be a poetry book. Right. But then I'm just like, it's here. So, I'm proud of it, and I still promote it and everything, of course. But, the first steps were to go to AmazonKDP.com and you just set up an account. And then you could also call the customer service line. They could walk you through it a bit. And then that's when they'll ask you questions like, what's the name of your book, of course? Yeah. Do you want to set up your own ISBN number? Do you want us to generate one for you? They'll ask questions like, who's the artist? Like, what demographics of people is this for? Would you recommend this for people under the age of 18? Questions like that so that they know who to promote it to as well. Yeah. Especially if you do, they have something where you could use a tool on there. I haven't used it yet, but I do plan to in the near future. It's like you, I'm trying to put this in a way where it would make sense. It's kind of like Amazon promotes your book for you. Right. So you kind of pick who you, so say if I wanted my book to be published to 13-year-old girls, they will push that okay, what would 13-year-old girls look up? Right. Maybe
search engine optimization. Yes. Almost getting your search terms so that demographic can find the book.
Yes.
And they do that for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's really the gist of it. You could call the number, like I said, and they could walk you through it. So, it's pretty simple. It's really independent. You can get as creative as possible. And it goes back to what you were saying, back then you had to call a publishing company and you didn't know how to do it. So, I definitely encourage anybody who wants to start a book to definitely do it because, it's a really good platform to just express yourself and just do great things.
Yeah, like I said, when I was coming up, man, it was there was no real way to go about doing it. I mean, you would have had to start it young and kept getting rejections over and over again, and finally there's gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? Those people that run the system are going to be determining whether or not you can publish.
True.
Now that's like obsolete.
Yeah.
Now also I don't know about the profits may be different nowadays because of that, but so you're not getting like huge, advances and, we'll give you $500,000 in anticipation of you selling X million copies. Or, I don't know if it works like that anymore, but
it could happen.
It could.
Yeah.
It could. But hey, you ain't gonna never know unless you publish, right?
True.
Right. So your mom kind of got you into the whole concept of publishing. She kind of just threw it out there and then you took the initiative yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that is unique. When you say you the one. So this show is about liberty. I'm sure you're aware of the North Star, the significance of the North Star, Frederick Douglass' first newspaper or his newspaper. And you can see my little from slavery to freedom. And if I had all my books up there, you see I do a lot of reading on the subject. So one of the things I like to do is ask every guest, what is your definition of liberty, freedom, however you want to term it?
My definition of freedom, I would say just self-expression. I feel like a lot of people limit themselves to self-expression because they think that they're going to be judged, especially by the older generation. Like if I wanted to walk outside with a long pink wig and a short skirt, I know people like, why is she wearing that? Like, is she crazy? But if that's how I express myself, then that is what it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like just having that freedom and confidence to just express yourself no matter how crazy something is, or just basically not caring about what people think. Yeah.
So not caring about what people, that's hard though.
It is.
It's not. I mean, if it was that simple, I would just do it. People would just do it. I don't care what I'm just doing it. Why is it so hard?
I would say because we're so programmed to care about what people think, and I think that goes to just society with just like how we should dress, how we should look, and that goes kind of back to my hair poem. Like I was kind of iffy on if I would get a job as a journalist because that's what I'm going to school for. If I had locks. So it's kind of like society tells you, oh yeah, in a standard of beauty as well, oh you should have long silky hair and light skin and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people think that if they don't match that standard, then they won't be accepted. So that goes into them caring about what people think. Yeah.
Now I will tell you, as somebody that's been in the workforce for a while, I was in the military about 20 years. I'm also right now I'm civilian, just in corporate world, corporate America, doing videography, but I work for a large company. And one of the things that I notice is it is totally okay in almost everywhere I've ever been to be yourself with your locks, your whatever.
Right.
Because we have made such forward motion, such strides since, Madam C.J. Walker's time to now, to where people understand that there are different types of hair, there are different skin tones, there's different modes of expression, and it is actually illegal to discriminate against people on any of that stuff. And what I've seen is not only is it illegal, most corporate businesses, corporations, whatever they are, medium size, large, whatever, they are scared to death to infringe on you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that can shut them down. Like that could be millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or not even lawsuits.
Yeah, that too.
Bad press, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes I feel like we almost fighting phantoms. Yeah. We're fighting ghosts within ourselves. You know what I'm saying? How we feel about ourselves, and are we projecting that on how other people feel about us? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they falling all over themselves to be like, hey, no, it's cool, man, do what you do. Right. And we like, well, my locks. They're like, yes, I love them. Can I touch them? Wait, what do you mean? Can you touch them? Why you hold on? Why you touching my hair? You know what I'm saying? I remember one time it was a dinner we was at, and there was a young lady there, and she was talking about that, like people acting like, can they touch my hair? And I was like, well, but you obviously put a lot of work into your hair,
right?
And it looks great and amazing, and you like, God, I want to touch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm black and I want to touch your hair. I'm like, right. Can I touch her? So it's like, is it an insult? Or is it curiosity? Or is it all in our mind? Is it all in, what is it?
Those are really good questions. I feel like it's more so curiosity, because a lot of people wonder, like, what do they feel like? Like, how do they feel in your head? Like, is it heavy? Is it annoying? Just whatever they think of. But I see why it could be taken as an insult for people to want to touch your locks, because a lot of people look at locks as their antennas to the spiritual world.
Yeah. Typical Rastafarian explanation. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, me personally, I don't really care, but I mean, it just depends on your values and how you think about things. Like, a lot of people say, when people touch you, that's energy. So if they touch your hair, which is your crown or your spiritual antennas, then they think like maybe they could like dull your sparkle spiritually, or it's just whatever you think. So.
Yeah. Well, hair has a real, throughout African American experience, has a real deep significance. We kind of touched on it before, but even in a negative form, like my grandma, this is coming from Texas, and her husband, my grandpa, her second husband, I won't say step, because he's my grandpa, but he was from Louisiana, and they was from a little town called Bro Bridge, and they was into their roots, man. When I say roots, I ain't talking about their root, I'm talking about voodoo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's popular.
Yeah, and they was like serious about it, and when we was going down there one time, my grandma told me, she was like, all these rules to follow. We drove, so it was it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. We drive, and she was like, now son, when we get over here, they gonna offer you some coffee. Don't drink none of it. Matter of fact, don't eat or drink nothing unless you see me eat or drink something. I was like, dang son, you got me scared. I don't even want to go. Why are we even going to this place? You know what I'm saying? And one of the things other things they do is they get hair out of your hairbrush, because the hair is like, it's nowadays we would call it DNA, but back in those days it was just say it's a link to the true person that you are.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So when you get a little piece of that hair, you can wrap it up, and I don't know what you do with it. You put it in some kind of doll or do some kind of words or whatever. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's just it's still amazing that even back in those days we used to have that deep understanding of what hair is. And then today we may not say voodoo and it's who I am, but we still saying it's who I am, and it's you can't touch it, and it's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. I don't know.
Maybe they're just thinking about those times, or maybe like they could have a grandma or grandpa that knows about that stuff. So they're like, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything that you wanted to mention to us that you want to talk about in particular? I've been asking all the questions, but do you have anything you want to put out there?
Like about myself?
Yeah, about anything. Yeah.
Okay. Some fun facts about me are I love to live in the moment. And I feel like that's so rare to do, especially in this era where everything is kind of like, oh, take a picture. Be on your phone.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy living in the moment. I feel like it's just a way for me to just clear my mind, And it's just like whenever I'm out to eat, like I get on my family's nerves. Shout out to my family. Sorry I had to put you guys on blast. But I get on my family's nerves, like whenever we're out to dinner or we could be at home. I'm like, hey guys, like everybody will be on their phone, and my mom should be like, Tahja, don't start. Like, I know why you're doing this. Like, I'm checking my work schedule, or I'm doing this. And I'll be like, well, you don't have to be on your phone, that.
Right.
I'll be like the old head of the family.
Wow.
But I mean, I do it all out of love and humor. But
of course, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really serious.
Yeah.
Like, you need your phone to do things. But whenever we're out to eat, though, I make sure that I'm not on my phone. And I'll just sit there. Even if I'm the only one, I'll kind of set the tone, like, get off your phone. And then we'll just be like...
Yeah. Well, that's funny that you say that, because you're a young lady doing that for your family. And I'm the father and husband of my family. And that's a rule, too. When we're having a meal together, we're having family time, you have no phones. No. None of that stuff. This is us.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I have literally seen people at restaurants when you look at a table, there'd be 4 or 5 people at a table. Ain't nobody talking to each other. They're all going. And it make me feel weird as a poet. You have that symbolic sight, you want to call it. You look at things and you see it as it's what it is, but you also see symbolically what it means. And to me, it's like they praying to somebody else. They're not, because they're doing this. There's a light on their face. Yep. Their heads are bowed.
Wow.
And they're going. And everybody's doing that, and nobody's looking at each other. Nobody's talking. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's sad and disgusting. Like, yo, put them phones up now, son. All y'all, put them phones up. Work schedule, you can do that any other time. Your Twitter and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of people have social anxiety, because it's like, if I want to talk to you, I don't have to see you in person anymore. Even down to like different apps that they have now. Like, if I have to send you some money, I don't have to meet up with you in person anymore. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, all these different apps. And I'm just like, it kind of scares me to where we get to the point where we don't have to talk to people at all, because it's like we're basically living in that now. So it's just really scary at just the thought of it, because I'm just like, I don't want to have to be with my family or even at like a family function or family reunion. It's just like, these are people that will comment on my stuff on Facebook, but then in person, oh, hey, what's up, cuz?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Or not say anything at all, or just stare. And I'm just like, it's okay to speak or say hello or just whatever. So
yeah. And I'm kind of the introverted on both. Really? Social media and in person. That when I'm on the show, when I'm doing what I gotta do, if I'm at work, you have to be outgoing and extroverted. But my preferred mode of being is introversion, like be by myself, read my books, think my thoughts, write my words, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, I be on Facebook and I just be lurking. I just be like, I scroll through everybody. All right, they look like they doing good. They look like they all my folks doing good. All right, I'm good. I ain't gotta talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. I should reach out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. A lot of people live a stage life on social media, and really, the people that look like they're doing the best mentally, they're low.
Did you say they live a staged life?
Staged, yes.
Wow.
Because if you think about it, like if they go somewhere cool, like an amusement park or something, they'll post that like selfie, out with my family, I'm having so much fun, life is great. But then when you go back home, my credit sucks, and I'm behind on my rent, and I got bank accounts and collections, and just like negative things like that. And it happens to everybody. We can't avoid it. One or the other, or sometimes unfortunately all of them happens to people.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go on Facebook and post that. I'm going to post the highlights of my life. And that's what we see, the highlights of people's lives.
Yeah.
We don't see when they're behind closed doors crying and wondering where their next meal is coming from, and just negative, just life situations. So that's why I don't believe everything I see when I look on social media, because it's just like, these are all highlights. Like I'm not seeing anything negative. Not saying that you should flaunt negativity, because nobody wants to be a pessimistic type of person. Of course, yeah. But I mean, I feel like that's what social media is designed for, essentially. I know it's designed to reach out to people that you don't see on an everyday basis, but really it's just to stunt your highlights. So, and that goes into comparing yourself to other people. Me personally, I don't believe in comparing myself, because I'm just like, this person that's doing this, they're on these vacations in Bora Bora and all across the country. It's kind of like, you never know, they could have maxed out their credit card to go on that, or they could owe a bunch of people, and when they get home, they're about to get beat up.
Yeah, this is true.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really believe in that. I feel like social media has our minds in a matrix. And it's just like, I don't understand. And they're like, oh yeah, they're doing great. Or like, even there was another case, my grandma's church had a fundraiser, and there was a lady that I knew since I was little. I just wanted to, bust it up with her, say what's up. And I was
you say bust it up with her?
Yeah, bust it up with her, say what's up. And that's when I said, yeah, how you been? She was like, I'm good. And she was like, I already know you doing good. I be seeing everything on Facebook, so I don't even gotta ask.
Oh yeah.
And then that's when I was just like, that is true to an extent, but you don't know. I could be posting all these accomplishments on there, but really be in a negative mental space. Like, everything is beyond sight.
Man, that's a lot to think about. I mean, it's 100% true. There's even studies out right now that talk about how when people look on social media, well, I guess being in the social media age, it actually makes people depressed because they don't realize that they're comparing their everyday life to the highlights of other people's lives.
That's true.
Everything this dude do, he a star, and you over here, like you said, eating ramen noodles today. And it's just a temporary thing. You're gonna get better. It ain't gonna always be like that. But you like, man, I'm eating ramen noodles, and this dude in Bora Bora. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? So of course, and especially with young women too. From what I understand from that study, it's especially hard on young women.
It is. It's like we have to match a standard of beauty that's sometimes unrealistic. Yeah, so I mean, I just feel like, don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20.
Oh wow. Yeah. Word. Speaking of chapters, where can we catch you spitting live, doing poetry live?
You can follow me on Instagram at Tahja Norm. That's TAHJNORM, and I will post whenever I'm doing poetry performances. There's usually a lot of events on campus, so if you just follow me, and you will know.
So it looked like Instagram is that what everybody your age is doing most, or was it Twitter? Is Twitter still in?
Yeah, Twitter's still there, but I feel like more so Instagram is popping.
So Instagram is more than just pictures, then it's more.
Yeah, there's pictures, videos, boomerang, stories.
Yeah. So it's more like a little bulletin board. We just pop up little thoughts. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. This one. Yeah. Word. So I really appreciate you stopping by the North Star podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, it was my pleasure. Everybody, I would strongly urge you to go to Amazon.com and you can just type in A Glimpse of Her World. Tahja Norman, you got this right here. This is one I haven't seen yet, and this is called 2020 Vision.
Yes.
That's available on Amazon too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so dude, hit that up on Amazon. Go and get that. You know what I'm saying? I got it. I was gonna pull up some stuff, but I got it on Kindle right here. So that's how I already knew I was digging the poetry, because I read it beforehand. I was like, yeah, look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. So again, thanks for coming on the show. I'm going to go ahead and close it out and talking about numerology. One of the things I do at the close of every show is to bid everybody 2 digits.